those who could write. He says, bring out your parchments and write. What? Letters to the Emperor of Persia. To the Emperor of Persia. To the Emperor at Constantinople. Heraclius at Constantinople. To the King of Egypt, the King of Yemen, and the Nagas of Abyssinia. 5 letters. He had them dictated. And 5 horsemen, ashabas. A horse, an ashaba, a companion, and a scroll. 1,000 miles this way, 1,500 miles this way, 1,000 miles across the Red Sea, and on and on. 5 people, he sent them out in his lifetime. This is the example he set for us. This is the example he set for us. If he had our petrodollars, and if he had the printing machines that we have at our disposal, wouldn't he have flooded the world with the Quran, I ask you? One man, invaluable ashab. One horse, invaluable animal. One horse, one man, and one scroll. One scroll. I saw this scroll like this, brownish, like thin plywood. I saw it in the Topkapi Museum in Istanbul. It's almost falling to pieces. We can't read it because the writings are scratchy. You know, we are used to nice, bold hand, round hand writing, like this one of Yusuf Ali, you know, nice, bold handwriting. It's easy for us with the fatha, kasra, dhamma, you know, the vowel points. But the Arabs didn't write the vowel points. They understood their own language. They wrote without the vowels, zabar, zer, pesh. You know, we say dhamma, fatha, kasra. They didn't write that. So it's hard for us to read. But side by side, they have got a transcript in ordinary Arabic, the Arabic that we read. And you can read, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. From Muhammadur Rasulullah to Heraclius, the emperor at Constantinople. I invite you to the religion of God. Accept it and be benefited. Then another verse from the Quran, قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ, say, O people of the book, O Jews and Christians, ta'alaw, come, ila kalimatin sawaim baynana wa baynakum, that we come to common terms as between us and you. An la na'budu illallah, that we worship none but Allah, wa la nushrika bihi shay'an, and that we associate no partners with him. وَلَا يَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُنَا بَعْضًا أَرْبَابًا مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ, and that we do not take from among ourselves lords and patrons other than Allah. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا, but if they turn back, فَقُلُوا شَهِدُوا بِأَنَّا مُسْلِمُونَ, tell them that we at least are Muslims. We have submitted our will to the will of God. We have submitted our will to the will of God. This is the example he set us. Immediately he set in motion a process of delivering the message to all, the whole known world around him. Messages were sent out in his lifetime. This is the example. You look at the life of Jesus. In his lifetime, he never preached to a single non-Jew. He never converted a single non-Jew. Among the 12 disciples of it, not one was a non-Jew. The disciples of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Salman Farsi, the Persian, was there. Bilal the Abyssinian was there, besides the Quraysh. This is the life example. His territory is the world. Kaffatan linnasi, the whole of mankind. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ, but the bulk of mankind still do not know. That was then, 1,400 years ago. Is it any different now? We are 1,000 million today, yes. But the bulk of mankind, have they received that message yet? I ask you. There are more worshippers of men and monkeys, elephants and snakes on God's good earth today than the worshippers of the one true God. Do you know that? There are more mankind today worshipping men and monkeys, women, elephants, cows and what not, and humankind, and worshipping the devil. They have a Satan worshipping cult, worshipping shaitan. They go out of the way and say, we worship shaitan, the devil. They worship Sun Myung Moon, the Korean, in America. They're worshipping him as a god. Guru Maharaj Ji, they're worshipping as a god. Swami Prabhupada of the Hare Krishna movement, they're worshipping as a god. Sai Baba, they're worshipping as a god. Today, after 1,400 years of Islam, the situation is no better. It's a shame on us. Wallah, it's a shame. Absolute disgrace. 1,400 years Allah is crying there. Say, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. We are uttering the words, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But the bulk of mankind still don't know. But the bulk of mankind still don't know. What are we doing to rectify the situation? Nothing. We sit tight on our backside, satisfied. We go and make salat on Fridays, and inshallah we'll go to Jannah. Inshallah we'll go to Jannah. But Jannat is not that cheap. We have made it very cheap. The examples of the prophets. They sacrificed their all. You know, at the Hajjatul Wida, the farewell pilgrimage, there were about 110,000 ashabas at the Hajjatul Wida, the last Hajj that our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam he performed. During the course of that sermon of his, he's telling them, he says, this message that I have given you, he said, have you received the message? And they all exclaim with one accord, most certainly thou hast. So he lifts up his eyes towards heaven. He says, Ya Bari Ta'ala, O my Lord, be a witness that I have delivered my message. And now you that are present here, deliver it to those who are absent. And out of the 110,000 ashabas that were there, not even 10,000 are buried in Arabia. What, were they taken away into heaven in a flying saucer? No. They spread out throughout the world. They understood the message, that this was not for home consumption only for themselves. This was not an Arab religion. This is the religion of God for mankind. And they spread out, and they traveled as far as Indonesia, Malaysia, and they converted our people. They came to my part of India, they converted my people. They came as far as Nigeria, they converted the people. They came as far as Mozambique, and they converted the people. They did the job. We now comfortably set. Alhamdulillah, we have done well. But this primary duty of the Muslim, we are not making any exertion to share this deen. And our survival, our salvation here and in the hereafter lies in this, that we share this deen. For survival, we have to share. It is the best insurance policy that we can ever take out, is to propagate the faith. Change the environment. Otherwise, the environment is going to change us, and it is changing us. They are forcing pig down our throat. Wherever, any excuse, pig, pig. You go into the airways, the pig is there right in front of you. Our forefathers, they held on for certain small principles and the reward that Allah gave us. Just little things. Meat. They said, no, we want halal meat. Halal meat. And we are a handful of people. We are less than 2% of the whole South African population. Less than 2%. And when we started, we were in abject poverty. Our forefathers here were as slaves to the white man. My people, we are also living on the smell of an oil rag, as the white man was describing, on starvation level. In 1927, when I came from India, at the age of 9, we were living on a starvation level. As the white man sarcastically said, the Indian is living on the smell of an oil rag. It's only the smell that's keeping him alive, in starvation. And we were starving. Now, Allah Ta'ala has blessed us. From that to this, where we have reached. Shouldn't we open our mouths? Allah has given us a deen, a way of life, which you don't have to be ashamed of anything. There is not another nation or community that can teach you anything. There is no religious group on earth that can teach you anything in hygiene. We are the most hygienic people. We are the most hospitable people. In brotherhood, in piety, in charity, in sobriety, there's not another nation that can show a candle to us. And yet we don't get converts. The Christian, with all his arrogance, he's getting converts. He's getting converts. We don't get converts. I want to know why. Is Islam a spent force? Is the Quran now to be put in a museum piece? Is that what you think? No. The reason is very simple. We don't open our mouths. That's all. You must learn to open your mouth. Talk, man, talk. Can't you say something about Islam? Don't you know one thing about Islam? That's all. One thing. Can't you talk about one thing, about your hygiene? Why don't you tell him about your hygiene? How hygienic we are, the amount of water that we use. Number one, we wash. When we go for number one, we wash. Number two, we wash. Any excuse, water, water, water. We use more water than any other people on earth. Use, not abuse. Why don't you speak about it? Tell them. You know, I was supposed to have one of my new brothers in faith, an Englishman, Mr. James Cunningham. He is now Jamaluddin Cunningham. He was bringing these books to give to our city hall meeting, 3,000. It was quite a heavy load in the car. He reached as far as Naishna, and somehow the car skidded, and it's a total wreck. This morning he left back for home, and the books are coming by some private company. Cross, was it? Cape Cross? Express, something like that. Cross Cape Express. This young man, Englishman, his father and mother are Roman Catholics. And he's got a can in the toilet. Look, beautiful things you can learn from innocent, like little children. He has a can in the toilet. The parents didn't like his conversion. He said, you can be anything. If you don't believe in God, it's all right. You become Hare Krishna, it's all right. But Muslim is red rag to the bull. Because now he's going to say, drinking is bad, daddy. Gambling is wrong, daddy. See, everywhere. So dancing is bad, daddy. So everywhere now this Muslim, his son is a Muslim, is going to come in the way. So he hates this young fellow. But somehow things are cooling off. But now, always, what are you doing with that can in the toilet, James? So he explained it. Again, he says, James, what are you doing with that can in the toilet? So he says, Daddy, look,